Topic 4.1, Exponents. You've already learned how to multiply whole numbers. Today what we're going to do is learn how to record repeated multiplication of the same number, like over and over and over again by itself. Let's say you wanted to multiply 4 by itself 5 times. So you'd have 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 equals. So you could write it out like this and go through your multiplication. 4 times 4, that would be what? 16. 16 times the 4, that would be 64. 64 times, well, we won't go there. But might there be an easier way to write this? That's where the exponents come in. So take a look at this. 4, and then we do a little floaty number up here. Have you ever seen that before? This little floaty number here is called an exponent. That's the exponent. The 4 itself is called the base number. So this exponent right here tells how many times that base is used as a factor to multiply it by itself. So 4 to the 5th, that's the way you'd say that, is the same as the 4 times the 4 times the 4 times the 4 times the, you guessed it, the 4. Again, that little floaty number there is the exponent. Exponent. So when you have a number written like this, with an exponent over the base number, that is called exponential notation. Okay? So, not to be confused with when you have a number, let's go ahead and just say, 5 with a floating 3. Let's start calling that an exponent of 3, or a factor of 3 here. That is going to be 5 times 5 times 5, not 5 times 3. Get that out of your head. 5 to the 3rd is going to equal 5 times 5 times 5. Can you do that one in your head? 5 times 5 is 25 times the 5. Oh, that would be 125. Isn't that pretty cool, though, how the numbers go? It goes from 5, and then when you go from 5 to 5 times 5, that goes to 25. And then look what happens here. From 25 times 5, it jumps up to 125. If we can go 5 to the 4th, that would be 125 times 4. You see how the numbers are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like on a line graph, it would kind of go like this. It'd get bigger and they'd take off. That's called exponential. In your lesson tomorrow, you're going to be asked to report numbers in different ways. So if you were told to write 4 times 4 times 4 in exponential notation, that would be written as 4 to the 3rd. If you were asked to write numbers as multiplication, like 10 to the 4th, that would be written out as multiplication, 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. That's 10 to the 4th. Oops. And if you were asked to write something in standard form, that's just basically saying to write it in numbers. So if they asked you to write 2 to the 5th in standard form, you would have to go through 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and that would get you 32. So 2 to the 5th in standard form, you would write it as 32. Alright, let's wrap this one up. Let's say we have this. Alright, looking at that, this 5 right here, that is the base. The 3 here is the exponent. And again, the exponent is the number that tells you how many times you need to multiply the base by itself. So this would be 5 times 5 times 5. This right here would be an example of how it is presented as multiplication. And can you tell me what this possibly would be in standard form, which is 5 to the third, or 5 times 5 times 5. What is that in standard form? That's right, 125. I have a couple problems over there on the Google form to the right that I want you to try to solve. Should be easy. Go ahead and submit your answers, and I'll see you in the morning. Oh, and one more thing. I've also included a video down here made by some previous students, and I also want you to tell me why sometimes something written like 3 to the third is often said to be 3 cubed. What does that mean? The answer is in the video below. I'll see you in the morning.